Good evening, folks, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Imperium Galactica. Today, since I've spent a little bit of time going through the different research projects, we're going to start off with the colonization ship, as I said in the previous episode. However, before we start anything on this map, we are going to take care of the planets we just got. And also, we are going to look for stuff around here. Meaning that we're going to produce 10 survey satellites. We don't need more than this, just 10. Absolutely enough. Now, we've got 10 survey satellites in production. And what we also need, quite quickly, as a matter of fact, is the Fighter 3 to research this one to the end, to unlock Fighter 4. We need Destroyer 3 and Cruiser 2, especially the Cruiser 2, quite quickly. We can research the Flagship 2 later on, but I'm not too worried about that right now. What I also want to point out, the Hubble 2 is like very insanely much on research, but it's worth it. We could possibly use a space station, but for the time being we won't be going that route. What we do need, however, is the hyperdrive version 3. The heavy cargo pod. Phased array is probably a little bit out of our reach at the moment, but this is very important research. The medium shield, trust me. You want to have this as soon as you can. The UV laser, also very important for our ships. The plasma gun, very important for our ships. The bomb version 2, very important to attack enemy planets. However, at the moment, not that important, because we now go to the colonization phase of the game. Not so much of conquering, more like colonizing, taking over planets, taking the step to a big civilization. That is our goal. Tank-wise, we could research the heavy tank at some point, but I'm not too worried about that, since this phase is basically really about economy than more like combat. Also, rocket sled, we could do that for the moment, but also not that important. What is important is a trade center, because that will upgrade our income, especially useful on every colony to have. Military buildings wise, we can research the inversion shield. The field telescope, also quite important at this point, because we want to have a longer radar range. Colony gun wise, the plasma projector is already actually not that good, but the fusion projector is definitely better in this case. So we are going through a few different research projects in the time that we spend here. But for the time being, the colonization ship is probably the most imminent thing that we want to research. Now, let's have a look at Admiral. These colonies, as you can see, are very much not really developed at all. They have absolutely nothing. Like, totally nothing. Besides, it's unpowered because 4,000 energy. Hooray! So you can see we need 11,000 energy. We don't have that. So it's time to build stuff. Let's start off with Admiral. Let's build a solar plant. Actually, demolish the military center, since we don't need that right now. Research. And now we should have... Oh, this actually didn't count towards that, it seems. That is awesome. Because now I can already replace this with a civil engineering tech building. Star map. Colony. So let's do that right away. There we go. And then, since we have not enough food, let's build a food factory. We're probably going to spend quite a lot of money on these colonies now. On the recent ones, we need a lot more buildings to be available, as opposed to the ones we already have. By the way, this is actually the best overview about your empire that you can have at the moment. You can see we're in quadrant F at the moment, and the colony, or the actual range here, is quite big, so we haven't yet explored even a third of this. Right, the police station. Not really needing that, but we'll keep it anyway. Let's have a look at the colony. We need food, we need living space. Two most imminent problems. Food.
Buildings.
And energy, of course. I'm going to not build any nuclear power plants from this point onwards, because they're not really that useful. And no, ecology. Right. That's this for here at the moment. Then we've got Earth, but we'll keep that for last. Now I've got Giantropolis. Actually, I think we could probably set this to low for the time being. And get here, we need food, we need energy, and we need living space. So, living space, energy, and food. Also, it's not really worth building any kind of hydroponics, because it's just not what you need at this point. Let's get the solar... Actually, yeah, let's build a solar plant, since we're economically looking forward to this. Let's repair the military spaceport. Let's have a look around. There's actually a fusion plant here, which is quite nice. How much energy? 8,000. Still need to keep this for the time being. Do we need food? Yes, we need food, definitely. Good thing about a food factory, it always produces the same amount of food. And also what I'm now going to add already to all the other colonies is a trading spaceport and bank. Whoops, oh well. Because we will need as much money as we can get. Now let's have a look at the research point here. We still need one computer. So let's do that. Computer. No, computer. Go.
Colony information.
So this is that.
Colony.
I think we're done here.
Buildings.
If I recall correctly. Yes.
Colony information.
For the time being, anyway.
Colony. Buildings.
And then we need another AI
Colony.
center, which will gladly oblige me.
Buildings.
And I think we can go
Colony.
trade a spaceport. And a bank.
Colony information. Colony.
Probably need more than one solar power plant here to let this work its way. Let's see if we can build it somewhere where we have enough space. This planet, for example, I hate because it doesn't have that much space around here at all. So you can't place that many large buildings here, which can be quite brutal later on if you need that to be like that. Right, there we go. Solar power plant. And then we should be good. Let's place it somewhere where there's not so much space. Can place it here. Can place it here. Alright. Looking good so far. And what we also need...
Colony.
Actually, let's have a look at the star map first. We need some radar stuff. but we'll take care of that once we can. Gonna move this fleet back to here. I'm going to keep the Thorin somewhere with my old stuff fleet. And I'm now going to rename the Thorin fleet to something more valuable. I think we wanted to go with Jupiter, as far as I remember, because the other things were quite long. The Thorin does have a little bit better stuff, but it doesn't have that many bombs, which makes it a little bit less effective on attacking enemy colonies. But it is quite effective on attacking ships or fleets from the enemy. So you might see me using it at some point in the game. But at the moment I'm not too worried about that.
Star map.
Right. So we have all things built. And let's go to the production screen. Go here, see our satellites rise, and let's go. Still, I thought I had already built that on New Caroline, to be honest.
Colony.
Haven't I?
Colony information. Colony.
Huh, I thought I had built it already. Let's have a look before I'm going to
Buildings.
do it again. Nope,
Colony.
they don't have one. Let's build them one then. Can't be placed here, but can be placed here.
Colony
There should be
information.
one colony that doesn't have one yet.
Colony.
Could be Zuzan.
Buildings.
Yes. You know what?
Colony.
I'm gonna build it right away, because we need it at some point anyway. Let's go that.
Production.
And continue. By the way, he has horrible ears. Oh, robot arm!
What is this? Am I dreaming again? This hand, this robot hand, is mine! My hand!
Calm down, calm down. It's just a dream. You're only imagining things. It's just a dream. Just a dream. Oh, we're going insane, isn't that great? Alright.
Items produced.
Now, I want to
Star
end this episode with specific things
Equipment.
that I wanted you to know about, especially because I actually want to
Join fleet.
fleet. Right. Yeah, let's get
Star
back to
map.
star map. So US Jupiter is ready and able. What I want to show you now is I'm going to look for planets that I'm going to colonize later on. And the earlier you are able to get to Admiral, the better chances you have of getting planets. I'm going to cut out the satellite sequences afterwards, so there will probably be a lot of black screen and go back, because I want to show that all to you. But I'm going to place my 10 satellites around here. That was number 1. As you can see, as long as the planet name is not written in any color after you've added a satellite, there's no alien colony on this planet, as it says, empty, life supporting on liquid planet. Which is good. Let's see about Center 12. And Center 12 is also empty. Center 14, on the other hand, is written in grey and says alien colony. What about Persol 1? Yeah, Persol 1 is still empty. Good. Then we've got the Center 16, which already has a satellite on it. Gothok 1 Gothic 3, Gothic 4, Gothic 2, and Gothic 5. Then we've got Exterior 21, which is an alien colony. Exterior 2, which is also an alien colony. How about Center 11? Center 11 is still empty. Good.
Production.
How many satellites do we have left? 3.
Star map.
Right, we're gonna use them to look for different planets here. How about Center 4? Center 4 is alien. Center 3? Also alien. Well, the rest looks already taken to me. Those are the planets we can see anyway. The aliens might destroy my satellites later on, and they will not be pleased that I have placed any normal satellites on their planets. But honestly, I'm not too worried about that right now. More importantly, it is important and imperative actually for us to expand our territory. And that is what we're going to do next up, because I want to research my... Let's have a look, by the way. I want to research my colonization ship completely before I'm going to demolish Gothic 5. The reason for that is I don't want to take away the research centers that I have right now on Gothic 4. There are aliens here which don't like me at all, but I'm not too worried about that really. I have a computer development center here. I have something else somewhere. Where is it? I know there are 2 things on this planet, and a civil engineering one. So after my research is complete, I'm going to deconstruct the colony Gothic 4, and then we'll see about what we do next. So this video was actually just an introduction to what you should do, and next up we're going to really go ahead with the Admiral rank, and I'm going to show you some interesting things. So, I will see you next time.